I should have never been given that original type of birth control that I was on. It's embarrassing. I can't really talk about skincare anymore. Let's chill and get unready together. This is gonna be a very laid back video. I'm sharing my current nighttime skincare routine that's been working for me in terms of my acne and dryness. I also want to talk about some stuff that's been going on with my skin that I haven't really opened up about on my channel before, but I think it's important that you know. So let's jump into it. But first, if you're new here, hi, my name is Miranda. This channel is dedicated to budget beauty, and this skincare routine is almost all budget-friendly skincare as well. If that sounds like your vibe, hit subscribe. All right, first of all, I've got a full face of makeup on. We got to take it off. So this product I just mentioned in my skincare empties, but it may not look familiar because they just redid the packaging. This is the Junoco Clean 10 Cleansing Balm. So this is their new refillable jar packaging for their cleansing balm. I am really excited to see more skincare brands make refillable packaging, especially budget-friendly skincare brands. I feel like I really only see that from higher end products. Yeah, you twist to unlock, you can lift the middle part out, and you can just buy this and put it back in the jar. Now, this did make the jar more expensive the first time you buy it, but all the refills are the same as their previous jar, about $15. And they've had this new packaging for a bit now, but I had so many backups of this cleansing balm that I had to get through first. I've been using it for, I want to say, a year and a half now, and it quickly became my favorite cleansing balm. It only has 10 ingredients and no artificial fragrance. The fresh citrusy smell is from the orange peel oil. And the reason I love this cleansing balm is that it doesn't sting my eyes and it doesn't make my eyes super blurry, and it rinses clean without a residue feeling on the face. So I do still double cleanse. I'm gonna go in after this with a face wash, but as far as cleansing balms go, this really does leave me with a clean feel. Next, I'm gonna do a little bit deeper of a cleanse using the La Roche-Posay Hydrating Gentle Cleanser. This has been a go-to of mine for a few years now. Sometimes I'll go and, test out a new face wash, and then I always come back to this one. This is really gentle, and I feel like having combo skin, it's great in the winter. It doesn't make me feel dry or stripped, but in the summer, it's effective enough to get rid of all of the sweat and oil buildup on my face. So I'm using it with my Foreo Luna cleansing device for a deeper cleanse. So I've mentioned this device in a lot of my sales recommendation videos, like for Ulta 21 Days of Beauty or Prime Day. It's often part of those types of events. So if you're interested in it, it's for sure worth waiting. But I used to use those, spinny face cleansing brushes, and when I switched to one of these, I never looked back. I've been using different versions of this device, like different upgrades, since 2016. There are no replacement parts, and the silicone is bacteria resistant, so already more hygienic than the brushes. And between the silicone touch points and the pulsations, it removes 99% of dirt, oil, and makeup. Plus, the battery lasts forever. I've never actually had it die on me. I just eventually remember to charge it like once a year. Don't forget the jawline. Okay, so here's where my skin is at right now. And I know I often show my bare face in my videos, but I've really been struggling with my skin more over the past 8 months. Last year, I had to switch my birth control 3 times, 3 different pills, and this is hormonal birth control. Now, I'm personally on birth control because I experience debilitating menstrual cramps, and I'm talking can't get out of fetal position debilitating. They've been like that since college, and I've gone to multiple doctors. I've had multiple tests done, blood work done, ultrasounds done, and there's nothing diagnosably wrong with me that would point to an overarching reason why I would have this bad of cramps. So after going to my 4th doctor and having my 4th doctor tell me, you should try birth control and see if it helps, I finally tried it at 30 years old, and I'm about to be 32. And honestly, it really improved my quality of life. It was actually incredibly liberating. I can take Advil now if I have cramps, and they completely go away, when before I would just take it from a 9 on the pain scale to a 7, and sometimes I don't have cramps at all. So overall, it was a good decision for me. While I talk, I'm gonna move on to the next step. I just added this to my routine. I mentioned it in my last video. This is the ITK Hydrating Milky Toner. This is like $15 on Amazon. It is vegan and cruelty-free, synthetic, fragrance-free, and it has hyaluronic acid, green tea, and squalane. It's just been a great way to get more hydration into my face because it is so dry this winter, like drier than any other winter before, I swear. So I apply this with reusable pads. I have some more affordable ones from a brand called Daily Concepts. These are from Typology, which are a little fancier. They are very soft. But morning and night, this is a great way to calm my skin and add a little more hydration. Okay, so why did I switch my birth control so much? Because you're not typically supposed to do that. I had to switch doctors last year. And when I went to the new doctor and we were going over my medication, they said that I should have never been given that original type of birth control that I was on because of my history with migraines with aura, which means sometimes I get migraines so bad that it affects my vision and I'll get flashing lights in my eyes. And apparently, birth control with estrogen should not be taken if you experience this because it can increase your risk of stroke. That's what they told me. So my new doctor sent me to the neurologist who confirmed that I should not be on that type of birth control. And this was pretty devastating for me because that birth control just worked really well for me. I didn't have many side effects. The only thing that I experienced was slight nausea, especially every time I was opening a new pack and starting a new pack of birth control, but no weight gain at all. And I didn't feel like it exacerbated my acne. So we had to find a different pill that would give me the same pain relief without estrogen, but also that my insurance would cover. And that proved to be the hard part, which is why I kept having to switch because we'd find another pill and it would work. And then my insurance is like, nope, try again. It was stupid. So I've been on the pill that I'm on now since, I want to say July, and it is working for me cramps wise. However, it's definitely been giving me more hormonal acne, specifically around my chin. And I'm talking about under the skin, like cystic acne that lasts a long time. Okay, just wanted to show you there's no makeup residue coming off on this white pad. So that cleansing balm and the cleanser, it really gets everything off. I had a lot of makeup on at the beginning of this video. So with this increase in hormonal acne, I was getting really desperate because like I said, I was having these breakouts that would not go away. They were just staying under my skin and raised. Something that I added into my routine that I went in pretty skeptical, but I was very surprised at how well it's been working for me. LEDs, so blue light therapy and red light therapy. I started out using this little device. This is from SoloWave. It's called their By Acne device. This gives a 3-minute timed treatment of both blue light and red light therapy combined. So blue light helps kill acne-causing bacteria as well as control sebum production, which can cause acne, and red light helps with inflammation and redness. So I started using this particularly on new breakouts, and I was noticing that they started shrinking and healing a lot more quickly if I hit them with this. But you can probably guess why this was a little bit cumbersome to use. Even though it's a 3-minute treatment, I'm experiencing breakouts all over my face. And with this being super tiny, I would have to stand here and hold it in place for 3 minutes, and then it would go off and I'd have to move on to the next spot for 3 minutes and then go on. So a 3-minute treatment ended up being more like 15 to 20 because of how much I was breaking out. Sometimes even with a chin breakout, this size was not big enough to cover an entire cluster, so I'd be moving it over a centimeter and starting again. So even though this worked for me, and I feel like this is really great to have on hand for people who experience occasional acne, I needed a solution that was a little bit more all over. So I decided to invest in an LED mask. This is the Skin Gym Wrinklet LED mask. And in terms of light therapy masks, this is really on the more affordable side. This is only $99. However, I bought mine for $55 at Sam's Club. Gotta love a good Sam's Club deal. Plus, Sam's Club has a really great return policy. It's pretty much a forever policy on most of their stuff. So if it broke or stopped working or whatever, I could just bring it back. So this mask has red light, blue light, and amber light therapy. I have not used the amber light. Typically, I do 10 to 15 minutes on blue and then 10 to 15 minutes on red. And you might think, okay, now you've increased your treatment time. You were doing maybe 15 with this. Now you're doing about 30. But this is so much more convenient. I can just wear it around the house. I can wear it and read a book. I can wear it and watch TV. So it's not as involved and it's hands-free. So I can even wash the dishes if I really wanted to. And even though mostly I've been experiencing more hormonal acne, I do feel like the bacteria killing properties of the blue light therapy is helping me as well. Because one, I do still get pimples in other places that are probably more bacterial, like my T-zone and my hairline. But also, and this is where the other shoe is gonna drop, I have long struggled with compulsively picking my skin. I have been doing it as long as I can remember. And this goes beyond, someone occasionally picking at a pimple that they want to pop and it's come to a head or whatever. This is much more of like an urge that's really, really hard for me to control. And it is linked to my anxiety, and I have talked to a therapist about it, although not recently. That should be something that I work toward for 2025, is starting to work on it again. But basically, if I notice any blemish or texture on my face or dryness on my scalp, it's really hard for me to control myself from just going at it and picking it. And in the moment, I can realize, like, you're actively wrecking your skin. This is not good for your skin. You're gonna leave scars. And it's still really hard for me to stop. And even if I do catch myself and I stop for a little bit, it's like something in the back of my mind where now I'm thinking about it constantly. And it does go as far as me often breaking my own skin and causing scars. And I've noticed new scars, like pitted ones, around my chin where I've had those deeper hormonal pimples lately. So with that said, I know that I'm introducing more bacteria to my face by touching it and picking at it. And that's where I think the blue light really helps. As far as the actual behavior is concerned, there are things that I've done that help, like wearing press-on nails. I don't have any on right now. I just took off a set and I'm letting my nails breathe for a week, and I'm gonna put another set on. But press-on nails are duller than natural nails, so they kind of like give you less leverage for picking. But sometimes when I'm wearing press-on nails and I get like a really, really strong urge to start picking at my skin, I have used tweezers or I've grabbed something to like help me because the nails aren't doing it. It's embarrassing. Like, I'll just be upfront. It's embarrassing. And especially as a beauty influencer, let me switch this to red. I feel like I can't really talk about skincare anymore because I'm afraid people are going to look at my face and be like, why would I take skincare advice from her? Her skin looks awful. And that even kind of applies to makeup, because I think that someone might see my face and say, well, I'm not going to use those products because her skin is clearly wrecked. So something's going on here with her routine. And I think that's why I just wanted to give you a look behind the curtain and kind of tell you about what I personally struggle with skin-wise, and maybe talking about it will help somebody else relate. But like I said, it is also something that I should bring back into therapy. Maybe now that I've said it out loud, that can be kind of the catalyst to me working on it again. Okay, so with the Skin Gym mask, I started using it every night for about 10 nights. And in that time, I saw a lot of my acne shrinking, if not completely clearing up, specifically the breakouts that had felt raised for a very long time, like around my chin in this area. This cluster breakout had been active, I guess, and raised for several months. And now it's completely flat except one small pimple right here. Everything else is just scarring now, thanks to me. But now I do this every couple nights just because I started forgetting. Whenever I remember, I throw it on for 30 minutes at night. Usually while I'm watching Game of Thrones, which I'm watching for the very first time. We are a little over halfway in the series. Crazy. But all of these skincare problems are also why I haven't been using my Nira laser. I mentioned this in my Black Friday video. This was a device that I was using for fine lines as well as lifting my eyebrows, which have been drooping lately. But you cannot use this on active acne or broken skin. So this has had to take a back seat to me really treating my acne and dryness. And then I'll probably go back to this because I felt like it was giving me great results. Now, another product I just mentioned in my empties video that has really helped get my acne back under control is the Ordinary Retinol Serum. This is their Retinol 0.5 in squalane formula, and this has been a product that I keep coming back to as well. I've tested other retinols and they just haven't done it for me, and then I come back to this one. And what's crazy is when I started using this again regularly, it was almost like I had never used retinol, where I went through the purge process again, which is something that happens when you first incorporate retinol into your routine. Your skin gets worse before it gets better. So I had to go through that process again when I went back to this. But after, I want to say, probably about 10 days, 2 weeks, I could see a lot of breakouts clearing up, and anything new would heal a lot faster as well. I did learn recently though that if you're combining retinol and LED therapy, retinol has to come after you do your light therapy because retinol makes your skin more sensitive to light. I did not know that at first. I have done it backwards a couple times, but now I know. I've corrected. But tonight I'm not going to use this because I do alternate between using this and using what I'm about to show you every other night. So besides acne, the other skincare concern that I've been tackling with this routine is extreme dryness, just feeling parched all the time. So I've really had to step up my moisturizing game. I've been using the La Roche-Posay Double Repair Face Moisturizer. I also used this last winter. It is a nice, rich moisturizer. Oh no, I'm almost out. Oh no! Oh God, I didn't realize how low I was. Gotta put some elbow grease into it. This is a pretty rich formula, but it doesn't feel heavy or thick on the skin, at least for me. But like I said, my skin's really dry. It's just drinking it up. Make sure we get the neck and go in upwards strokes. Don't want to drag anything down. And for my last step, I finally jumped on to the slugging train. So if you don't know what slugging is, I feel like it got really popular last year on social media, but it's ending your skincare routine with a thick occlusive layer that helps lock in moisture and hold your products into your skin so that they absorb better. But a lot of people were doing this with Vaseline or Aquaphor, and to me that sounds like it would feel disgusting and I wouldn't be able to sleep. Also, having acne-prone skin, I just felt like this probably wasn't the best idea for me, so I kind of just skipped over the whole trend. I never really tried it until I discovered the Versed Overnight Barrier Balm.
So as I was editing this video, I literally just found out that this product is getting discontinued, and I am genuinely upset over it. So if you have any recommendations for what I can replace it with in my routine, please drop them in the comments.
So this has bakuri butter and apricot oil, and it is a moisturizing overnight mask that also works for slugging. It creates that final thick layer that will hold in moisture while still being breathable and using sensitive skin friendly ingredients. They sent me this, and they also gave me a 15% off code that you can use on their website. So I do alternate doing slugging with the nights that I use retinol. You're not supposed to slug over retinol because retinol in general can make your skin more sensitive, and slugging over it can increase that side effect. You shouldn't slug over any AHAs either. So like exfoliating serums, salicylic acid, glycolic acid. This is another thing that I did not know when I first started doing this in my routine, but now I do. I also like to rub this into my lips because it does feel very conditioning. Now I will say this does leave a residue on the skin. It is a thick skincare layer, but for me personally, this is going to be a lot more comfortable than Vaseline all over my face. So like I said, even though my skin looks like this routine really has been improving my overall skin condition, acne-wise and dryness-wise. And everything is pretty affordable in this routine. Obviously, besides the devices, I think the most expensive skincare item is the Double Repair Moisturizer. This is about $25, but to be honest, it lasts a good while because it's so rich. You don't need a ton. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to listen and spend time with me today. If you want to keep watching, join me over in this video next, where I share my go-to 15-minute makeup routine that is perfect for everyday glam. I'll see you over there. Bye.